Today, we're going to talk about law and society. But first of all, how many people here drive? Everybody drives. How many people have a car? How many people want a car?
On that one.
Okay. Now, is anybody here over 18?
I'm 18.
18? Okay. Does anybody know how old you have to be to legally buy a car?
19.
19? Okay.
Is that true?
We'll talk about some of that later. It'll be kind of interesting to find out what you're legally responsible for and what you're not. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about law and society and void and voidable contracts and how they affect you. Okay, next. So void and voidable contracts, they have, or void contracts, has no legal effect. It's just like they never existed if they're void. And so they can't be enforced. Voidable contracts are valid contracts unless one of the parties asks the courts to decide to make, to determine that it's void. Okay, next. Okay, what's validating factors that would make a contract voidable? Okay, one thing is mistake. What's a mistake?
Something you didn't mean to do?
Second?
Something you didn't mean to do?
Something you don't mean to do. Maybe a contract was written and you were buying a house in Beulah and you looked at the contract and it said the house was in Florida. Okay, that's an obvious mistake, so it would be voidable. What about misrepresentation? Anybody got a clue? Misrepresentation would be if I were a salesman for Century 21 and I was going to come and execute a contract for you to buy a house, and I told you that I was with National Realty. Okay, I've misrepresented myself, and therefore that contract would be voidable also. Okay, duress. We're going to talk about duress a little bit more. Anybody know what duress is? Okay, undue influence and public policy. Okay, next. Okay, duress. Duress means that force or threats of force is used to make someone enter a contract. Okay, in other words, they don't enter that contract under their own free will. And so that makes the contract voidable. And the force may be physical. You could threaten somebody to kill somebody. And if you don't buy this house, I'm gonna come and kill your kids or something. You know, you're under duress, and so of course you're going to sign the contract, but it's not enforceable, and it's therefore it's voidable. Okay, next. Or a company has made a contract to have a ship built. I think the builders start to build a ship, and they're going along, and all of a sudden they said, you know, I want to increase what I'm charging you to build the ship by 10%. Legal or not? Not. It's not legal. Okay. Unless it has been stipulated in the contract that there could be a change in price due to economic situation. Let's say if the price of fiberglass went up and the contractor was unaware of that entering into the contract. Okay, and so if the company needed a ship in order to complete some of the important deliveries, so it's agreed. Okay. So later the company goes to court to recover the extra money, which they paid the builder, and the court said it can't because it had been under economic duress. That's what we're talking about. So hey, I just want another 10% pay for building this ship, so they can't do it. Okay. Undue influence. Undue influence occurs when one party in a relationship uses their position or influence to influence another person to gain profit. Okay? Or it can be something like this. I guess it could be like here at school. Okay? If Mr. McDougall, I'm off my name. It's as bad as mine. This meeting, I get butchered all the time. Okay, but undue influence, or you could say, hey, Dave, he said $5 per class period. You can come here and teach my class. Okay, well, he's using his influence for me to come in and do the class. Okay, so that would be voidable. Some other things would be like a preacher telling somebody, hey, you should really go and buy this house for your family because it's near the church and you could help out the church. Or maybe a lawyer saying, hey, you know, it'd be legally right. So what we're gonna wanna do now is, do a little exercise. And the exercise, if you guys can kind of pair up into twos. Two partners.
You wanna try our desk?
The contract requires them to put $300 down, pay $50 a month. If this is $300 down, and after 2 weeks, he decides, hey, I want out of this contract. Can he do it?
Yes, because he's a minor.
No, because he said he was 20.
Okay?
Was that fraud?
He didn't say he was
Oh, that wasn't
20.
fraud.
Okay. But he looked 20.
So he's
They
still a
didn't check his
minor, they
identity.
didn't check him, it's their fault, not his.
Okay. All right. All right, that's correct. Okay. Now, but let's throw a little wrench in there. What if Dan walks in and he goes, hey, I want to buy the stereo. And the guy goes, well, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 18. Okay? Okay. And so the stereo, this is where Dan is 17 years old, but he looks 20. Okay? He signs a contract for a $1,000 stereo system at Cascade Stereo. The contract requires him to put $300 down, pay $50 a month. If this is $300 down, and after 2 weeks, he decides, hey, I want out of this contract. Can he do it?
Yes, because he's a minor.
No, because he said he was 20.
Okay?
Was that fraud?
He didn't say he
Oh,
was
that wasn't
20.
fraud.
Okay. But he looked 20.
So he's
They
still a
didn't check his
minor, they
identity.
didn't check him, it's their fault, not his.
Okay? All right. All right, that's correct. Okay. Now, but let's throw a little wrench in there. What if Dan walks in and he goes, hey, I want to buy the stereo. And the guy goes, well, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 18. Okay? Okay? And so the stereo shop gives him the contract for the stereo. Is he liable for it?
Yeah.
Yes, he is at that point because he's saying that he is 18 years old. Okay? That's correct. Okay. Anybody have anything different? Okay. B. All right, why don't you read B for me?
I'll read it.
Yeah, what y'all come up with?
She can drop out, but she still has to pay. She can drop out, but she still has to pay.
Okay.
I'm just saying that she only has to pay for how much schooling she did, and then plus interest.
Okay. It says, somebody says yes, they have to pay for the whole thing. You're saying only for the portion that she went to school? Okay. All right, anything else? Anybody else? Anything different? All right. Terry may not void that loan. Okay, why? Any written obligation signed by a minor 16 years old or more in consideration for an educational loan. Okay, education is the key piece here. From any person is enforceable if the minor, as if the minor were an adult. It applies only to making an educational loan. The educational institution has certified in writing that the person that's making the educational loan, that the minor is enrolled and has been accepted for enrollment to the institution. Okay. So, education loans fall into a whole other category. So, that was a little loop there, but I know everybody here getting ready to go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Right. All right. How about reading C?
Juanita, who is 15, buys a life insurance policy so that if she dies, All parents will receive $100,000. The contract requires her to pay $20 per month. She pays this every month until she is 17. Now she decides to get out of the contract and wants all her money back. Can she do this?
No. This means she can get out of the contract, she can't get her money back.
Okay, so she can get out of the contract but cannot get her money back. Okay? What else?
Logically, yes, but she doesn't know.
So,
Possibly, put yes, but she doesn't know.
okay, anybody else? Nobody else? No other answers, okay. Minors, not less than 15 years of age, at their nearest birthday, can enter into a contract for life or disability insurance on their own life or body, for their own benefit or the benefit of their parents, child, siblings, or grandparent. The minor is not permitted to void the contract because of minority. They can't void it because they're a minor. However, a minor can be excused from. Okay. What about H? Can you read H for me? Okay.
George, at 17, buys a used car on credit, agreeing to pay $50 each month for 4 years. When he turns 19, 2 years after he signs a contract for the car, he decides to get out of the contract and get his money back. Can he do that?
Yeah.
We say no.
I said he can get out the contract, but he can't get his money back, no.
Okay.
No, because he won't pay any after he's an adult.
Okay. So he's
Well,
on
I
the
say-
contract for a while?
No, they, yeah.
We say no.
I said he can get out the contract, but he can't get his money back, no.
Okay.
No, because he won't pay any after he's an adult.
Okay. So he's on
Well, I
the
say-
contract for a while?
No, they, he was 17 when he, started. I said he could get out the contract, but he can't get his money back.
We got
He can't get his money back, no. And that's still their, and that's their car, so, I mean, he's still paying, but that's their car.
The answer is no, you cannot get out of the contract. You cannot. Okay. The law requires that in order for minors to void contracts entered into when they were minors, they must cancel with a reasonable time of turning 18 years old. A full year beyond his 18th birthday, because remember, George turned 19. He made the contract when he was 17, and 2 years later, he's trying to get out of the
So
contract,
you can't,
so he cannot.
I mean, you can all,
Okay.
can't. It's all right.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Miriam, who executive set up the office to make a t-shirt. She took and filled many orders for a set of t-shirts. She now wants to get out of the contract she has billed because she has spent money on other things and doesn't have enough money to produce the t-shirts. Can she do that?
Why not?
Yes, she
What
can,
against you?
because she is, oh man, we like this in the other, okay, I can tell. This is her, she is a sole proprietorship of her, t-shirt, so she can get the company anytime. It's her company. If she doesn't have anybody working with her, if she's by herself, individual, she can get out of it. But if other people, I don't know about that, but I just know she can get out of it.
Okay, you saying she cannot get out of it? She can.
Oh, she's still 17.
Okay, it's her business now.
Yeah.
All right. She can. You say yes or no? She can get out of it? Does anybody say she cannot get out of it?
I think she can get out of it.
Okay? No, why not?
Well, instead of buying stuff for her own enjoyment, she should have bought more t-shirt supplies.
But she still get out of it though.
Well, the contract aren't with
The debt
all of the
that she,
employees or employers, they're with clients.
but the debt she made was still with herself. She put herself there. But she can get out of it. She's still in
Yeah,
debt.
it's people that should insurance for.
Huh?
Yeah, it's people that should insurance for.
She don't have to pay out of herself because her company is a
you just said the answer right there. Okay, it's her company, right? She's 17 years old, but it's her company. All right, so entering into a personal contract with someone is different than entering into a contract as a business. Even though she's 17 years old, she owns the business, right? So if you're entering into a contract as a business, you're still responsible. So no, she can't get out of it. She has to pay. Because she acted as
Because she can't
as
get
a
out of
business.
it?
She cannot. No. Because she acted as a business person, as a business owner.
So what?
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between a business owner, right, acting as a business person and a business versus a personal contract.
So if I wanted to be a person that sells pens, and I was 17,
The following students in the report in the shop office, please. Casey Avery, Shauna Petrami, Zach Sweet, Landon Thomas, Michael Myers, Sean Morgan, Diamond Wright, Brad Lowry, Brandon Whaley, Blake Perryman, LaPortia Thompson, Alicia Carmack, TJ Johnson, Bradley Burl, Sarah Yancey, Bradley Dunson, Megan Ward, Elizabeth Johnson, Cindy Ragland, Tyler Kavanaugh, Michael Myers, Anthony Robinson, Josh Sass, Cody Williams, Justin Moody, and Landon Johnson. Thank you.
That's like the whole class, wasn't it?
it's like the whole school.
This whole school.
All right,
All right, let's get back to
so
this.
if I sold pens, like, and I just made them pretty and stuff, and I sold them myself, and I was underage,
Okay?
and that'd be my business, and I decided, like, I ran out of money or whatever, and I want to get my money back, I couldn't because I had as a business.
That is correct.
Okay.
Because you're entering in, because you're acting as a business person, you're entering into a contract as an adult.
Well, I mean, when
It's a business. They have personal contract and business contracts are two different things. That makes you think.
yeah.
Okay, Jay.